the car's basic functions of running, turning, and stopping, stopping is certainly the most critical for people's safety. Use of low-quality, poorly performing brake pads could lead to inadequate braking, thus risking collisions and other terrible accidents. Here is how a disc brake works. Pressure applied to the brake pedal is transferred via the booster and master cylinder to the brakes at each wheel, where the two brake pads press against the brake disc between them. The friction generated acts as a braking force to reduce speed and then finally stop the car. Brake pads are constructed of a metal plate approximately 5 millimeters thick, to which the friction material that actually presses against the brake disc is attached. This friction material is made by heat treating a variety of materials, and achieving the targeted braking performance is the product of great expertise. Brakes must provide sure stopping power under a variety of conditions. Thus, at Toyota, brake pads are manufactured at plants utilizing strict quality control so that not a single defective product is allowed to leave the factory. Next, let's see how the genuine and counterfeit products compare. Let's first compare the exterior look. While some counterfeit pads look very different from the genuine product on the outside, the differences are generally in the details, and as such, they are very difficult to tell by sight alone. However, while they may look like the real thing from the outside, counterfeit brake pads cannot touch the genuine product when it comes to performance. Now, let's compare performance. First, we compare the stopping distance during emergency braking at high speed. This test allows us to evaluate the braking force for each brake, and here the actual results show that a car fitted with counterfeit brake pads requires as much as 30% more distance to stop than when equipped with the genuine product. As this difference in braking force results from the raw materials and manufacturing methods used for brake pads' friction material, we can say that the friction material of the counterfeit brake pads does not provide sufficient braking force, the basic performance parameter required of brakes. In actual driving situations, these counterfeit brake pads will not allow the car to stop in time if the car ahead stops suddenly, thus posing the risk of a rear-end collision. Next, we compare heat resistance. After extended periods of frequent braking, the brakes become hot due to the friction between the brake disc and brake pads. Thus, brake pads must be made to withstand such high temperatures. Checking the heat resistance by subjecting the brake pads to continuous braking, we see the counterfeit brake pads igniting due to their inferior heat resistance, simultaneously reducing their effectiveness. A visual comparison of the pads' exteriors after testing reveals separation between the counterfeit pad's metal plate and friction material. As can be seen here, heat absorption has resulted in damage to the friction material, which can lead to premature pad wear, thus shortening pad life. Use of such low-quality brake pads does not provide one with confidence in downhill driving. Furthermore, the materials used in some counterfeit products are so poor that they can even wear grooves in the brake discs. This can result in vibration and wear down the brake pads more quickly, which may lead to very costly repairs. Lastly, let us compare how strongly the friction material is bonded. In this test, force is applied horizontally to the friction material to artificially separate the material from the plate. While the material of the counterfeit product is easily separated with just a small amount of force, the material on the genuine pad does not come off. Detachment of the friction material at its base means the brakes would no longer work. Some counterfeit products are actually that bad. New, unused pads were used for this sheer strength test, but pads separate even more easily with progressive pad wear and exposure to high temperature. Brake pads are critical components for protecting human life. Toyota only ships high-quality pads that have passed rigorous inspections. As we've shown you today, many counterfeit pads are extremely poor, and for safety's sake, use of counterfeit pads should definitely be avoided.